Joining us now on the Patriot Wrap, Andy Gresh. All right, Gresh, not the outcome we predicted.
No.
Is this more on the defense for giving up 28 points, a league-leading defense, or the offense for not moving the ball until the fourth?
No, this is on the offense, Yianni, and the wide receivers are out of sync. Tom Brady doesn't trust a bunch of them, as you could tell. Everybody's gone nuts on the whole Phil Dorsett missing the whole gun call where he was supposed to run a go route and it was incomplete. To me, this is all on the offense. I thought, quite honestly, the defense did a really good job. I mean, they were only on the field for 25 minutes, and they did the very best they could to hold that score down before the offense could sort of bridge the gap, bring the score a little closer, and allow them to turn up that intensity and aggressiveness.
All right, we've listened to Tom Brady press conferences enough over the years. His body language last night, he was coaching the receivers on the bench. Why can't he get on the same page as these guys? Because we've seen arguably worse receiving cores. 06 comes to mind.
It's not him. It's those guys, quite honestly. I mean, look, if Tom Brady was back in the pocket and everybody was blocking and Julian Edelman runs right by him going, hey, and Brady doesn't throw it to him, then that's on him.
Right.
When Tom Brady is going like this and telling people what to do and then they're standing there going, oh, I guess I misread that, that's on those guys. It's these wide receivers. And when people say, well, let's dumb it down a little bit for them, then you know what you get? You get the performances like you had last night. Because when Brady would scramble, there was no Jacoby Myers breaking out on a scramble drill. When they doubled Julian Edelman, nobody else was able to win a one-on-one battle. And the tight end spot, unless it's in play action, Jan, it's pretty much non-existent in the passing game. So, you know, what's the problem? People running free and an offensive line blocking up, and Brady's not running for his life, or Brady's running for his life and trying to manage these momos at the same time.
But do the Patriots have the luxury or enough depth to put a N'Keal Harry in a doghouse? Because it's almost you cut your nose off to spite your face in a way.
Yeah, they don't. And that's the problem, is that they've got to find guys who can get in there and acclimate to the offense. Look, only having Mohamed Sanu for about 15 snaps really hurt the offense. And you know my thoughts on Sanu is that that's the key guy. That's the other receiver who, when he's looking at Jacoby Myers and saying, when I scramble, get upfield, Sanu knows to do that. You're not coaching young wide receivers. Young wide receivers can be very robotic because it's very 1, 2, 3. These are my steps in the offense versus going out and just playing football. They need Sanu out there because he is one of those natural football players. And if it gives you Edelman is the 1, Sanu is the 2, then you're back to James White being the 3 with Dorsett mixed in, and now everyone kind of falls in line. But when James White, Yianni, is number 2 in terms of targets in a game, and everybody knows to double Edelman, you got no options.
All right, when we looked at this 5-game stretch before the year, Baltimore, Philly, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, if they go 3-2, maybe you take that. And at the end of the day, if we project them to be 12-4, 13-3, there has to be losses somewhere. But with the Eagles and the Cowboys struggling, losses to Houston and Baltimore, do they have any good wins at this point? Meaning, like, are they that good, or are they just beating up on bad teams?
Well, I mean, you could look across the league and say everybody's beating up on bad teams because there's a whole lot of average in the NFL right now. So if that's the litmus test, then great. Let's give Baltimore the world championship. I mean, if all that stuff matters at the end of the day, then what are we doing, right? Hey, Pat, upstairs, save the checks, save the money. Let's just shut it down right now and hand it to Baltimore because they have the best wins in the regular season. And as we know, it isn't that way. It doesn't work that way. The Patriots have been 15-1 and beaten everybody and had issues in terms of a Super Bowl. They've also been 10-6 and gone there as well, or 11-5 and gone as well. So your regular season journey is very different because of the injuries. I mean, let's face it. If Teddy Karras is going to be down for 3 weeks, the Patriots' offensive line is going to look vastly different without the big boy in there at center, and that's just one guy that you're trying to coach around throughout a 16-game regular season. So it's nice to be able to say, but at the end of the day, if the Patriots get right and get healthy, they win one game, they're back in an AFC title game, you take your chances with this group.
Third-string center, fourth-string kicker. We'll dive more into the road ahead and where the Patriots lie in the playoff seedings coming up in just a bit on the New England Nation Patriot Wrap.